You know, we all talk about AI, but are we really thinking about it the right way? We tend to see it as a tool, right? Something to make us faster, more efficient. But what if it's not a tool at all? What if it's actually a partner, something that could fundamentally change how we think? In this explainer, we're diving into a pretty wild idea, that we are living through the dawn of a new cognitive revolution. Our story kicks off with a guy named Mr. Tay. He calls himself a chronic section chief. He's a consultant, a writer, but he says that when it comes to being creative, he's got nothing. Totally lost. And I mean, that's a feeling a lot of us can probably relate to, right?
So he's writing an article, and he just hits a wall. He needed a header image for it, that crucial first impression. But it couldn't even start. His mind was a total blank. He said he couldn't even picture a vague image, let alone try to describe one. He was so stuck, he almost just gave up and decided to publish it without one.
So for Mr. Tay, this wasn't just a minor speed bump. It felt like a full-blown creative crisis. It really highlighted what he saw as this huge personal weakness, this creative paralysis.
But this is where everything changed. He didn't try to command the AI because, well, he had no idea what to tell it. So instead, he did something different. He did a complete handoff, what he calls a round throw, and he asked his AI partner to come up with the prompts for him. He basically outsourced the spark of creativity itself.
And that one simple, desperate move, it led to this incredible AI-powered epiphany. The real breakthrough wasn't the final image, it was the realization he had about how he got there.
Mr. Tan's entire perception just flipped. He went from seeing AI as this simple tool you use to execute your ideas to seeing it as a partner that could help you form those ideas in the first place. The AI would give him prompts, which led to images, and then seeing those images actually sparked new thoughts in his mind. The AI wasn't just doing the work, it was jump-starting his own creative engine.
He actually came up with a name for this feeling. It wasn't just help, it was an expansion of his own mind. He said it felt like his brain's capacity had been literally augmented. The AI wasn't just a tool, it was an extension of his own thinking, filling a gap he thought was permanent.
This personal aha moment got him thinking bigger. This feeling of brain power extension, this new way of collaborating with a non-human intelligence, what if this is more than just a life hack? He started to wonder if this was a shift for humanity as fundamental as, say, the invention of writing. A true revolution in how we think.
And this experience led him to a much, much bigger idea. He started to frame this whole thing not as a productivity trick, but as a new cognitive revolution, a genuine historic shift in the way our brains work.
Now, to really get why this is such a big deal, think about the history of thought itself. Writing let us get our thoughts out of our heads. Then the printing press let us spread them far and wide. The internet, it just put that distribution on hyperspeed. But notice the pattern here. All of these innovations are about the finished product of our thinking.
And here is the fundamental shift. Writing and the internet let us put the result of our thoughts out there, the finished article, the final conclusion. It's a static record. But AI dialogue lets us externalize the process of thinking itself. The messy back and forth, the brainstorming, the what-ifs, that whole creative conversation can now happen outside of our own heads, in real time.
So this is what the new cognitive revolution is really all about. It's not about thinking faster. It's about fundamentally changing how we think, by moving it from a solo internal activity to a dynamic partnership, a dance between a human mind and an artificial one.
Okay, so if this is a whole new way of thinking, how do we actually do it? Well, this takes us from thinking about simple prompts to a much more powerful concept, protocols.
So the old way is all about the prompt, right? We're asking, what's the best command I can give the AI? It's a transaction. The new approach focuses on the protocol. It asks a totally different question. What is the best framework for us to think together? It's collaborative. It's about setting up the rules of engagement for a much more creative result.
This quote just nails the new mindset. The goal isn't to go find the perfect prompt in some library somewhere. It's to co-create a brand new protocol with the AI. You're not just grabbing a tool from the workbench anymore. You're designing the workbench itself.
And in the end, that's what this all boils down to.
It's a fundamental change in a relationship with this tech. We're shifting from being a user who just gives commands to being a partner who sets the terms for a creative dialogue.
So what does this mean for you, for me, for all of us? This isn't just some abstract theory. It's really an invitation to extend your own brain power, just by thinking a little differently about the AI you already use every day.
So here's the big takeaway. The AI in your life is more than just an efficiency tool. It's a potential thinking partner. Your goal shouldn't be to find the perfect prompt, but to design a better thought process. And the best part is, in this new partnership, you get to be the architect. You design the rules.
Ultimately, this isn't about what the next AI model can do, it's about what you can do with it. The story of this new cognitive revolution is really just beginning, which leaves just one question. How will you design the conversation that extends your own mind? Thanks for watching The Explainer.